Hello guys, this is Revolution. On this video we are going to be talking about attacking potency in terms of destructive capacity within Dragon Ball. Of course, in Dragon Ball Super, Goku, Vegeta and co have reached heights that seemed unimaginable come the end of Dragon Ball Z. However, we can go right back to early Dragon Balls to gain undeniable access to quantifiable feats. Of course, the Dragon Ball story isn't heavy on feats. However, it is suggested or implied that certain characters, once reaching a certain power level, do have a certain destructive capacity. This is usually articulated to the audience through statements from the character themselves or even other characters that know of that character. It's the writer's attempts to demonstrate their authorial intent. However, despite it being implied that even high tier characters from the Saiyan saga could obliterate Earth itself, we didn't see Earth destroyed till the Buu saga when Kid Buu demolished planet Earth, and then of course Frieza did it in the Resurrection of F saga and Dragon Ball Super as well. But in terms of being an impressive feat, it wasn't an impressive feat for either Kid Buu or Frieza, as power levels would suggest they were far beyond planetary level. So we're not only going to look at planet Earth in this video, we're also going to look at how much power would be needed to destroy the Sun and in effect the solar system. But we're going to go further than that as well. We are going to talk about different types of destructive capacity and whether certain techniques may have more of an effective destructive capacity in comparison to an attack that has simply just more power. However, just before we delve further into this discussion, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell to make sure you are notified whenever I release new content. I have got some very interesting topics concerning Dragon Ball coming right up. Trust me, I feel they'll blow your mind. Make sure you're subscribed and keep lending me your energy, lend the Daishinkan your power, smash that like button. And if you're on Twitter and Instagram, come follow me on those social media platforms and we can talk Dragon Ball even further. So obviously, power levels were essentially dropped after the Namek saga, and whilst I'm sure you've heard of that meme, power levels are bullshit, they aren't really. What they essentially are is basically a basic tool for power scaling. Toriyama initially used them to basically say, well, look, this character is stronger than this character, therefore he should win, only for the other character to one-up him and find a new power level and essentially win the fight. Like I said, these were dropped after the Namek saga, but through scaling we can get a general gist of where they were in terms of power level throughout the rest of Dragon Ball Z. Power levels were introduced in Dragon Ball Z, but thankfully guidebooks such as the Daizenshu and the Super Exciting guides have information pertaining to power levels of characters from early Dragon Ball. And in terms of the first big impressive feat we got to see in Dragon Ball, that was of course Jackie Chun blowing up the moon in the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament against Kid Goku. Goku had metamorphed into a new Zaru, and rather than cut his tail off, Roshi decided to blow up the moon. He did it pretty quickly with the Kamehameha, and it literally completely obliterated the entire moon. It wasn't a slow process, for example when Frieza destroyed planet Namek, which took the longest 5 minutes you'd ever spend in your life. It was a complete annihilation of the moon. Now the Daizenshu tells us that in the Tien Han saga, which was the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament, a few sagas after this occurred, Master Roshi had a power level of 139. Now, however, in his max powered state, his muscular state, his power increases approximately 30%, and he is recorded as having a power level of 180. However, it must be noted that this is the Tien Han saga, the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament. The moon destruction took place in the 21st Martial Arts Tournament. In the Piccolo saga, Master Roshi has a power level of 180, so it's clear that he does have the ability to keep increasing his power. We should know that after Dragon Ball Super, but essentially I think 139 is a good marker at this point. You could highball it to 180 if you want. Anyway, with the power level of 139, Master Roshi was not only able to just damage the moon, he was able to completely obliterate it in a very short amount of time. Master Roshi, guised as Jackie Chun, had an efficient attacking potency capable of moon level destructive capacity. Obviously, the moon pales in comparison to our planet Earth. What power level would it take to destroy planet Earth? Well, if planet Earth was hollow, you would fit around 50 moons inside planet Earth. That means Master Roshi's power level would need to be times by 50 in order to have the attacking potency capable of destroying planet Earth. 139 times 50 equals 6,950. You would have to have a power level of 6,950 to destroy planet Earth, scaled off Master Roshi's complete annihilation of the moon. this should be able to completely annihilate planet Earth itself, providing you have an attack that is capable of enveloping the entire planet Earth. Now we know that a warrior increasing his power level increases all his combat abilities linearly. For example, if Goku turns Super Saiyan, he increases all his combat abilities by 50 times. And if you scale Master Roshi's power linearly by 50 times, then he should have the capacity to destroy Earth. However, completely annihilating a planet isn't the only effective way to destroy a planet. For example, like I mentioned, Frieza destroyed Namek in a short amount of time by attacking the core of Namek, which essentially was the catalyst for it imploding. Despite not being a complete annihilation, despite taking a bit more time, it was still in a short amount of time and it would still be considered a planetary bust. But essentially a power level of around 7,000 should be enough to destroy Earth. Obviously, in the Saiyan Saga, Goku and Vegeta both have power levels that exceeded 7,000, which of course is supported by the fact that when Vegeta went to blow up the Earth with a Gallic gun, Goku felt he had to respond to save the Earth and replied with a Kaioken Kamehameha. Then of course we have First Form Frieza, who destroyed Planet Vegeta. Now Planet Vegeta has a gravity 10 times that of Planet Earth, which would suggest it would be 10 times the size of Planet Earth. If you multiply the approximated power level you would need to destroy Planet Earth, 7,000 by 10, you will get 70,000. First Form Frieza stated he had a power level of 530,000, which means First Form Frieza only used a seventh of his full power in his first form to destroy Planet Vegeta. Obviously, he also took out a race of powerful Saiyans as well, so you could bump it up a little bit, but essentially, Frieza in his first form was not using his full power in his first form to destroy Planet Vegeta. We must remember this when scaling off Frieza's planet-busting feat on Planet Vegeta. Unlike with Planet Namek, and just like Roshi with his moon-busting feat, Frieza completely annihilated Planet Vegeta with approximately 15% of his full power in his first form. Considering Final Form Frieza had a power level of 120 million, how many planets could he have destroyed? Is he star level? Well, our sun, if it was hollow, would fit approximately 1.3 million Earths inside the sun, which would technically mean 130,000 Planet Vegetas inside the sun. However, it must be noted that the sun isn't as dense as Earth, and in terms of weight, it doesn't scale the same as the amount of Earths can fit in the sun. The sun only weighs 330,000 times more than planet Earth. Times the approximate power level to destroy Earth, 7,000 by 330,000, you get 2,310,000,000. That's the power level you would have to completely obliterate the sun. On planet Namek, Goku had a base power level of 3 million, times by his Super Saiyan multiplier 50, it gave him a power level of 150 million. That simply would not be enough. For a Super Saiyan to be able to destroy the sun, they would need a base power of 46 million. For a Super Saiyan 2 that has a base multiplier of 100, they would need a base power of 23 million. However, it must be noted that our sun is nowhere close to being the biggest star in the universe. It is also nowhere near the smallest star in the universe. It's a pretty average size. So you don't necessarily have to have the power to obliterate the sun to be star level, you could be small star level. Of course, by the time we get to the Cell games, we have a statement from Super Perfect Cell claiming to be able to blow away the solar system. Super Perfect Cell was pretty relative to Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in the Cell games. As I mentioned earlier, for a Super Saiyan 2 to be able to destroy the sun, they must have a base power of 23 million. That's 20 million more than what Goku had on planet Namek in his base, albeit approximately only 8 times stronger. There's no reason to believe why Super Saiyan 2 Gohan wouldn't be that strong in his base, with the 100 times base multiplier with Super Saiyan 2 be at that power level to destroy the sun. In fact, you could easily argue that his base power should be more than that. But what would it take to destroy the solar system? Well, here's the thing about the solar system. Despite the fact that you could fit 280 billion suns in the solar system on a 3-dimensional plane, the mass of the sun accounts for 99.8% of the mass of the entire solar system. All a solar system essentially is a gravitationally bound system comprising of the sun and the objects that orbit it, including our planets, debris, space dust, satellites, dwarf planets. But once again, essentially, the sun accounts for 99 99.8% of the mass of the solar system. The sun is also responsible for the gravitational pull that allows the planets to orbit the star at the center of the solar system. Obliterate the sun, you consequentially break down the solar system. Obviously, when people naturally think of busting a solar system, they believe that consequentially means you eradicate all the matter in the sun's spherical area of influence. But to truly destroy a solar system, you simply need to stop the system from working. If you was capable of making the sun implode, you would literally destroy all the nearby planets, and all the outer planets would simply drift off into outer space from the magnitude of the explosion, as well as the fact there's no more gravitational pull, becoming rogue planets, consequentially no more solar system. And if you want to destroy the entire mass of the solar system, well, the sun is 99.8% the mass of the entire solar system, so you would only need the extra 0.2% of your power to increase upon the power it takes to destroy the sun. Of course, you would need an attack that could encompass the entire solar system. However, it would be far easier just to cause the sun to implode, as it would start a chain of events that would essentially destroy all the planets anyway. Given all this information, it's not too far-fetched that Cell could blow away the solar system. It's not too far-fetched that a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan could either. You would need a power level of approximately 2.3 billion to eradicate the sun, considering that it takes up 99.8% of the mass of the entire solar system. If you didn't want to go the dirty route by just imploding the sun, if you want to go for a clean sweep of the entire mass of the solar system, then you wouldn't really need a substantial power up to do so. A Super Saiyan 2 with a base power of 30 million should be more than enough. What kind of power level would you need to destroy a galaxy? Well, the Milky Way galaxy contains 200 billion stars, and 2,500 of those have its own solar systems. So I think it's fair to say you're going to have to power up quite a bit. Anyway, if you want me to do a galaxy power level video, make sure you smash that like button. Let me know your thoughts on this video in the comments section. If you want to see me do a power level needed to destroy a galaxy, make sure you lend me your energy and smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Until next time, Ad Astra.